Welcome to another edition of the Baer Facts. It has actually been a long time since we have produced one, mainly because Jay and I were traveling. Jay, tell the people of the world where you were at.
I'm freshly back from vacation, Kyle. Fantastic to see you. I did a little trip over to Amsterdam, did a conference there, went to Antwerp, did a conference there, and then spent a little more time in Amsterdam, and they went to rural France and then Paris and brought the kids and the family, did the whole thing. So I am back as of last night in the saddle, making things happen here at Convince to Convert. And you've been gone all over the world too. You've been in Japan, in Scotland, all kinds of crazy stuff. Bought a house. You know, a lot has happened since we've done a Baer Facts.
Absolutely. We're making the rounds, and you actually look fairly fresh for just landing.
Well, it's my dewy 44-year-old skin.
Do
And you bought a house with a guest room, right? So that I can just move in and we can do Baer Facts like over breakfast.
Yeah, we actually have a room that we're going to paint orange so that we can just do a studio in there for the Baer Facts. You can come up and stay the
I love
night
it.
every Friday night
I
or
love
something.
it.
Tequila.
Okay, let's
all
do
that.
it. If we had a studio at the airport, we could literally do that between our travel schedules.
Maybe we can partner with TSA. Maybe they'll want to do it with us.
Dude, there's all kinds of extra space at the Indianapolis airport that's not being used. Why doesn't ExactTarget buy a gate and turn it into a studio? Seriously, that's a great idea. And just interview people coming off planes. Hey, well, let's talk about lifecycle marketing.
I'll run that up the flagpole. I'm sure they will.
Run that flagpole. Okay, put it on the whiteboard behind you. That's a good idea.
The idea board.
Add it to the idea.
Okay, what we're talking about today is something interesting that the Sacramento Kings are doing in social. Actually just using the internet to do it. They're actually crowdsourcing their draft pick idea, right? So the idea, and Jay's going to fill you in a little bit more, is that they're taking these, I'm guessing hundreds of thousands of these random people that are geeks for NBA data, basketball data, and they're asking them, should they give away their 8th round pick, or if they keep it, who should they pick as part of that draft? So,
Yeah.
great idea for collaboration in terms of fan bases, but what do you think about it, Jay?
Yeah, I think it's fascinating. The NBA draft is tomorrow night, so it probably will have happened by the time you see this Baer Facts video. So we'll see what comes down. But the Kings are acknowledging that there are people out there who are not affiliated with a professional basketball team who actually know a lot about professional basketball and know a lot about the analytics of basketball. There is a large amateur analytics community around the NBA, the same way there is around MLB and to some degree NFL. And so the Kings have tapped into that amateur community and said, look, what do you guys think we should do? We have the 8th pick in what some are saying the best draft in the last 30 years. Lots of choices there. You can move up, you can move down, you can stay pat. If you stay pat, who do you take? Lots of questions. And of course, the NBA having such small rosters, one player can make a huge difference on a team. So it's not trivial to say, well, who should we pick? And so, the NBA, like all professional sports, has historically been one of those cultures where it's like, well, we do this for a living, therefore we have all the answers, and you're just a fan. Please give us your money and enjoy your game. Get a popcorn with that. And this is sort of a blending of those two, which I find really fascinating, acknowledging that people who don't do this for a living may have something of value. So one, it's interesting because the Kings are getting feedback, and perhaps they'll get some ideas that they hadn't have considered. Two, even if they don't get ideas they wouldn't have considered, think about how this energizes the fan base. And then three, look at all the earned media. We're talking about it. I've seen a couple of other articles. I originally saw this on a piece on Grantland, which we'll link up, and there's a video accompanying this as well. So I think this is a terrific idea. Now, this is also one of those ideas that works best because it's first.
Right.
If next year 11 teams are doing that, well, you don't get quite as much talk because then it becomes old hat. But I really applaud the Kings for trying something like this, and they've got new ownership and a whole new group of folks over there running that team, and they seem really progressive on the social side and sort of fan engagement, which obviously we applaud here on the Baer Facts.
Absolutely. That's another edition of Baer Facts. Thank you, Jay.
If I had the 8th pick, I would take Kyle Lacey.
I would take Cheeto. Mr. Cheeto.
Mr. Cheeto. Mr. Cheeto has mad defensive skills, but
sure.
not so good of a shooter. Since he can't really see much anymore, he's not a great shooter.
He doesn't have thumbs either, does he? Do dogs have thumbs?
Also a problem.
Yes.
Also
All right.
a problem.
We'll see you later, Jeff.